Love that. Big shout out to
that
my baby
always
girl.
gets me every single time.
Gotta love
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What up?
What's good, everybody? Good evening. Welcome to the end of your hump day. We're going to shut it down for y'all today.
it. Unless y'all running the hump tonight, then that's not the end.
Hey-o. I'll drink to that. Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As long as we are still allowed to call you that, welcome. God damn it, welcome to Up2it Down2it.
Already.
We getting started early, man. We out here early. Hey, simple introductions. I'm the Punisher, also known as the great and terrible Trey Welcher.
What was simple about that?
Huh?
What was simple about that?
What mine? Yeah, hey, it was simple for me to read it. The great and terrible.
The longest name ever. No.
Ever. That's right. We're gonna change it up. I was inspired by Q last week. Conspicuous by his absence. Unfortunately, he's taking care of some business. Handle your business, brother. But he changed his name up and made it something I couldn't read, so I figured Anyway, to my immediate right, we got the Force. What's good, brother?
You already know. We got a ton of things sitting here. I can't wait to educate y'all on these drinks that we finna be drinking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Glad to be here as always.
Always, man. Always. And we enjoyed turning up for you last week for your birthday. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Everybody else, grab a glass, man. Get ready. It's about that time. But before we do that, all the way to the far right, the King.
What's going on? Hey, man, if you are up with us at 10 p.m., you are either getting ready to do something naughty or getting ready to do something very, very naughty. So glad you tuned in, though.
Either way, shots are going to be good for you. Hey-o. Yeah, the slow clap. We know what that means. Hey-o. All right, enough of that. Let's get right into it, man. What's our first topic today?
All right, man. So we were talking about picking up from where we left off last week, right? Mm-hmm. And I think we were getting ready to go into what was it? It's acceptance of unattractiveness, or
yes,
something like that, right? Wasn't it?
Yep. Go ahead, Kev.
Attractiveness inflations, all of the things.
Inflation. Yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We back to it. So here we go. So we about to get right back into attractiveness inflation. So everybody, let's get our glasses together because we are absolutely up to it. Let's get ready. Actually, before we do that, let me shift gears real quick because Kev, I'm curious, man. You had some intellectual conversation about what you were sipping on tonight.
All right, so
talk to us.
We're in a lot of places. So I want to start here. If you are a whiskey drinker, I want to put you on to the familiar and then introduce you to something that's relative. So Maker's Mark, delicious Kentucky whiskey. That you can find at a decent price point without breaking the pockets. But I did have a chance, and I love Total Wine for all of the things. Have a chance to sit in on a tasting of McFarland's Reserve, which is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, just like Maker's Mark, at a slightly lower price point. Delicious, absolutely delicious with a good finish. Giggity, that's what she said. And so this is actually what I'll be drinking on tonight. I'm mixing my drinks with that, but the straight shots are Captain Morgan Private Stock, which Captain is good for your rum and cokes, but Private Stock is what you drink straight. So we on a little bit of everything tonight, but that's my little lesson for today.
Yeah.
Big shout out, and there you have it. There we go, and that's an extra shot for the road. Bet that. All right, cool. So that we not on here for 3 hours like we were last week, although we had a blast. Let's get right into it and talk about number 3. We had a great conversation about it, 1 and 2 last week, that is. So here we go. Let's talk about it.
To point number 3, acceptance of unattractiveness. And this does not apply to men. It's almost exclusively for women. And this is mostly the result of feminism. Now, this idea in the last 10 years has pretty much stepped in and said all women, irrespective of their own attractiveness, are all deserving of a perfect 10. This belief system has tried to force down society's throat that all women of all shapes and sizes are all attractive in their own unique way. It is seen as grossly inappropriate to highlight the flaws in a woman's beauty, even if said flaws pose a huge risk to their physical health and can greatly reduce their life expectancy. Therefore, they are instead celebrated. And I've talked about this in my previous videos. I'll say again, try typing the words plus size into Google. There will not be one man in sight. In fact, I could bet money that you'd be scrolling for longer than the length of this video in order to just find one single man. Moving on to point number 4.
Well, that's interesting. Okay. So that's number 2. That's a lot.
And for what it's worth, I never thought about it like that. That we've not heard the term plus size man. Like, you know, they big boys, they husky, but we've never heard the term plus size man.
Big and tall.
Big and tall.
So that's interesting. I never thought about that either. I have heard in, you know, different circles through TikTok and all these other things, all these other platforms. I've heard women mention body shaming and fat shaming, and, you know, I think there's a thing called being a fatophobe. I don't know what that's about. I'm not sure. Somebody let me know in the comments or something. But there's apparently a thing called a fatophobe. What are your thoughts on that? Because he said that those things are largely blamed on feminism, or he blamed them on feminism, modern day feminism, I assume. What's your thought?
King Rich?
Well, I mean, my question is, he was saying all women are 10s, right? So my question is, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate on this real quick and say, what is the harm in saying that all women are 10s?
I mean, what's the scale? I mean, because everybody's not a winner. Like, we gotta stop that. Like, that participation trophy thing. Like, everybody's not a winner. Everybody's not attractive. Everybody can't be a 10. Because if everybody's a 10, then nobody is. So you know what I mean. So I can't even subscribe to that off top.
So in saying that, right? Because we all know there's levels to it, right? You know, and sometimes I do hate putting those levels to it, but it just is what it is, right? We like who we like, because sometimes a person might have the perception that says, dang, well, how did he get her? Or dang, how did she get him? You know? So we like who we like. And I think at times, though, when you meet somebody, and I will say who is on the same level as you, right? Same playing field, just the same level. I think some people can get big heads. They think that they feel that they are at a certain level, but haven't put in the necessary work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even talking about just body wise. I'm talking about mental wise. You know, they're just not there. They feel like they're there, but they haven't put in the work to get there. You know, you can't be running around, you know, 300 pounds and comparing yourself to that other class, that athletic build or this and the third. No, in your own right, yes, you are beautiful. Yes, you are, and it's more than just looks, right? It's how you. Well, again, right? It's selective.
It's like what's
right?
the scale? What's the
right?
scale?
It's selective, right? But I think that a lot of times, more than not, people are going off of this how they feel. They feel like they're, a 10, so they should be able to get the. I was about to tell my age because I was going to start naming actors and celebrities.
Go for it.
I was about to be like, they think
He
they
look like
deserve
he
the
in his 20s, but not
Denzels, and
quite.
they look like they deserve the, Morris Chestnuts or whatever, right? I don't know whoever these women think are attractive, right? And celebrities, they feel that they're 10s, but it doesn't necessarily. It's not equaling up, right? And then oftentimes they're sitting there wondering how come they can't, get a man. Well,
We're there.
what pond are you fishing in? So I think there is levels to, this there's levels to, attraction, and you just gotta to thine own self be true.
Fair.
I don't know, Kev, what you think?
No, I'm definitely with you. I think the part that sticks out the most to me is when he said, like body sizes, regardless of what it does to your physical health. Like I think that part's important because, of course, we have 300-pound athletes, and some of them who are in the best physical condition of their lives still have to deal with stuff like sleep apnea and just trouble breathing and things like that. So like there is something to be said about a body type that's not conducive to your physical health. And I think about me, like there are people who found me attractive when I was 250 pounds. I'm 196. Like I fluctuate between 196 and 198 now. And people like me at 250. I didn't like me at 250, and I didn't feel good at 250 because I wasn't like taking care of myself. I could notice, that I didn't sleep well. I could notice that I had trouble breathing, trouble going up and down steps, things like that. So like, yes, I was still confident at that point, but I wasn't in my best physical shape. And so I think it's something to be said about literally taking care of yourself for longevity's sake, and us missing the mark on that. Like, yes, you can be, confident and positive and all of that when you're big, but you should also realize that like stuff comes along with that, like high blood pressure, diabetes, just whatever is related to being overweight. The reason why we're supposed to see our doctors and the reason why we're supposed to make healthy food choices and things like that. So, like we said, there's somebody who likes it, somebody who wants to, lube up and make love to your folds. I'm not knocking that, but
the more folds in the hole.
How long will you be around for them to actually do that? If you're not taking care of yourself.
And that's a fair point. And you went back to a logical point in that you're likely to not. There are exceptions to the rule, but by and large, overweight, high blood pressure, diabetes, etc., is not a cocktail for longevity, right? It's not. The other side of that is attractiveness overall, is especially going through these last few videos, is kind of subjective. I think that's the kind of the theme we've been using here. It's subjective in the first place. And I think confidence is important. That was something you brought up. I'm the same way. I'm, down to about 205 myself. I definitely was in the 270, 280 range at a point. You know what I mean? And I was definitely super confident, but was it healthy though is the question, right? And it wasn't. By the same token, I wouldn't say that just because you're overweight, you're not attractive either. I don't think that that's true. I might not be attracted to you. That might not be my thing. but I wouldn't go so far to say that you're not attractive just from being overweight, you know. But I do think if you're going so far as to say that, and I've heard this before, if you're, I mean, you're overweight, 300, 350 pounds, you know what I'm saying? Bone crusher out here in these streets. And, you out here saying, if you don't find me attractive, you're a fatophobe. If you don't find me attractive, you're a body shamer. If you don't find me attractive, you're any other kind of istanphobe they can think of. And I don't think that that's right, because attractiveness is also very subjective, you know?
Mm.
So I think the blaming the feminism part is kind of part of that, because there's a difference between your own personal self-confidence and the uh, attempting to force that on me. So in other words, you can be as confident as you want, and I still may not find you attractive, and that should be okay. But when you try to force me to find you attractive, or saying, if I don't find you attractive, it must be because they always, they'll always tend to attack manhood and stuff like that. So it must be because you're a bit comme ci, comme ça, that kind of thing. I don't think that that's right. Say again. Say again. I missed you. What'd you say? Am I frozen? What happened?
Kev,
What's going on?
Kev, was that you?
Oh no, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay. We thought you were trying to.
Oh no,
Yep.
as he can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Oh, as he was talking, I was trying to look up the perfect body type, because even that has changed dramatically from, I would say, the 1950s up to now. In the 1950s, the perfect body type was I would say a thicker woman. She had like marginal stomach, but it existed. Her hips were proportionate, her breasts were proportionate, and I mean, like, it was a curvy, voluptuous woman. That perfect body type, as the decades passed, then turned into a almost skinny, like, I hate to say it, flat chested kind of woman. It was just super skinny, like, and to me that was unattractive. Like, give me the 1950s versus that, almost 90s, 2000s like issue of what a perfect body was. Because I want you to be a little healthier. I want you to have like a little something on you. I don't want to be able to like play your rib cage like a xylophone. So it's subjective to people.
Yeah.
But even with that, I have dated skinny women. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's literally like, as we talk health, that was literally in their bloodline. Like, some people just have trouble gaining weight, and
Sure.
I understand that.
And some have trouble losing weight too.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand these to be things as well. So like I feel like subjective is the word of this section. But we also understand, like, what are you doing to take care of yourself in that process? So like, are you trying to eat healthy? Are you trying to exercise? Are you trying to drink water? Are you trying to mind your business? You know what I'm saying? If you can do those things, then like, I'm not knocking you for where you are.
Right.
Just something to keep in mind.
But and at the same time, like Trey was saying, we get bad mouthed, or we get that somebody wants to cancel you, or you get on the chopping block because your opinion is, well, I don't find her attractive. And it's like you were saying, Trey, they label you, or they try to degrade your character just because that's your point of view, even though their point of view is that they're a 10. Well, that's great. I'm not trying to negate what you got going on. You feel how you feel about yourself, but don't try to tell me how to feel about you.
Yeah, that part. And we got a comment here right along those lines. The fatophobia movement definitely believes y'all don't have the right to prefer women who aren't fat. And that's not right. I can prefer whatever doggone woman I want. I mean, I prefer my wife. Hey, baby. But
There you go.
get yourself in trouble, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We call it what it is, right? But yeah, what? You don't have the right to control what I find attractive. That's a little wild, and that's where, first of all, words mean things. Phobia means an irrational aversion to. The key is irrational aversion to, right? So as we go into the ists and phobes, and I see the clock winding down here. As we go into the different ists and phobes that are out here, but keep in mind these words actually mean something, and some of them aren't real. All right, I'm off that. Here we got another one here.
I was gonna say Sav's comment is right on board.
Yeah. It's very crazy because they will make it blatantly clear what kind of man they want. I mean, again,
and it starts with height.
Hello, 6 feet,
10, right?
6'6", right? 6 feet.
If you ain't over 6 feet, and sometimes you got to be 6'4", 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
A woman ain't trying to hear nothing from no 5'6" dude. They're heightophobes.
They are heightophobes.
They're vertiphobes. What do we call
vertiphobes? Vertiphobes. Let's use that one. Y'all put that in the video. Hashtag vertiphobe. VERT phobe.
I don't
VI. What?
VERTI.
VRTI. Okay, I thought you were saying like VIR, like virtual. I'm about to say we drunk already.
Yeah, like vertical. Yeah.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. These vertiphobes out here. If we fattophobes, they vertiphobes.
Go date you a short man.
Demophobes. They're scared of short people. Demophobes, diminutive. Demophobes.
Wait, we can't say midget, can we? Midget phobes.
Oh man! All right, here we go.
Yeah, see, we about to get canceled. We about to get canceled already. All right, enough of that. We done. That's it. But now to that point, what's next, LB?
Oh man, you were talking about realness, right? What's next up is equality real or delusion?
All right. My man is already ready for it. So is it real or is it a delusion?
Say, get your glasses ready.
I sure did. There it is. Hope y'all got y'all glasses of whatever. Water, juice, sparkling cider. I know how some of y'all do. It's all good. So, is equality real or a delusion? There's some layers to this, because I think first we'd have to outline or define what equality means. So, what does equality mean in the first place?
Goes to the Google so I can get us a.
Hey man, listen. Quick side note: y'all know how when we grew up, right? When we was growing up, all our teachers and parents and all of them, they said y'all need to learn things like good math, right? And stuff out the encyclopedia, because it ain't going to just be in your hands when you grow up and you need it.
Boy, were they wrong.
So yeah, take that.
Hey, growing up, I used to ask the question. I said, Ma, what is equality mean? Go get the dictionary.
Go look it up. Yep. Go look it up.
And they taught us right. We're still
we're still looking it up.
We just looked it up a lot faster.
That's what stuck with me, and that's why I've been able to move how I've been able to move and be blessed, of course, because of the God, but that's God moving through her. using her as a vessel, to instill some things in me that'll take me, far and beyond where I even thought I would ever be.
Speak on.
Okay,
Come on, Reverend.
that's my sermon for the.
I need to get a sound effect for an organ. Remind me to do that. Remind me to get the organ sound effect. These cats just start randomly preaching.
All right. So equality, the state of being equal, especially in status, rights, or opportunity, which then, of course, will send us to equal just in and of itself, being the same in quantity, size, degree, or value, having the ability or resources to meet, in quote, in parentheses, a challenge.
Oh, that I wasn't expecting it to go that deep. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought it was gonna be like some simple shit, like these two things of equal size, equal weight. That's about it.
In mathematics, they went that route.
Sure.
But I figured we weren't talking mathematics.
No. You're good. You're good.
Well, then let's touch on let's jump right into that tough question, right? Because I've been hearing it a lot. When it comes to equality, right? When we talk about just men and women, right? Equality, we hear it in the workplace, equality in sports, things of that nature. The question is equality real when it comes to that, or is it a delusion? Should, women get paid the same as men, or should they have the opportunity? Is it the word opportunity to get paid the same, right? So which is it?
With that?
So, I mean, if we're looking for like a literal answer, I think it's relative. And so, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is the conversation around, women and men's sports, particularly the NBA and WNBA. I know as far as like U.S. women's soccer, which I'm actually for it. Like they're going to compensate women's soccer much better than they have been, and I think they should, because women's soccer has been much more successful, U.S. women's soccer, than U.S. men. So if they're going to bring the prestige,
as far as like wins and stuff, you mean?
Yeah, wins, okay.
Much
more successful. So I think they deserve it. But then when we begin to talk, WNBA versus NBA, people are expecting those salaries to be comparable. And while I believe that WNBA players are super skilled, you have to be when you're not just naturally as athletic. They're super skilled. They play the game the right way. All of those things. I actually do watch the WNBA games.
Same.
When they come on. So, I don't have an issue with the WNBA, but I can understand that they just, period, don't bring in the same revenue, sponsorship dollars. They don't bring in the amount of money that the NBA does. And so I can't pay you something that I don't have. You know what I'm saying? If you're expecting LeBron James contract, but you're not bringing in beyond LeBron James money, it's not going to happen. So I think, the answer has layers to it, whereas in education where I am, it's about how much education you have and how much experience you have. So a woman who has more experience than me and has her doctorate will make more than I do. And your gender doesn't matter. So there's
I guess that begs the question of, when it comes to the workplace pay, is there actually a difference? Like, I feel like most companies pay based on position, experience, not gender. Like, you take the same two in the same company, in the same position, same experience, etc. I think they get paid the same.
Well, there are some places where, they have done the research and data. I don't have it in front of me, but like literally that women who have that same experience, same, whatever, have gotten a lower salary than men. And it's probably more in those companies where you can negotiate starting salaries and things like that. Which then I would ask the question, if this is the maximum dollar that you can make in that position, why not just offer it? Why do I have to negotiate for it? But that, again, we're you know, another
That's a whole
conversation.
different conversation. Yeah. You know, I read a statistic a while ago. It said that women get paid on average, what is it, 77 cent on the dollar less than men. And I just have a simple economics question. If that's true, why hire men? If it's true that on average they pay women 77 cents on the dollar less, again, economics question. As a businessman, why would I hire men and pay more money? Shit, we might need to take another shot on that one.
All right. It sounds like we're gonna get a little deeper in here, and you know, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. In certain instances, right? And I'm not saying that, you know, there aren't any women who do this, but in certain instances, you know, it's a man is looked to as, you know, the head or the leader, and so that force or that just that presence, you know, of a man is needed depending on the situation. Again, you know, it's all relative and all of that, right? But
y'all see him walking the line. Y'all see him walking the line. So we don't get
I'm trying to toe this line.
He's trying to walk the line so we don't get canceled.
But we've heard it. But let me ask you this, right? I've heard this many times. We need more male teachers. We need more men in schools. I've heard
Fortunately, we have a male teacher.
So many times. I mean, you know, right. I mean, the statistics are out there. I don't have them in front of me, but I've heard this so many times. We need more men in schools, right? Men, we bring a presence, you know, of authority. Not all men, I'm just saying, right? But we bring that presence of authority. So, I mean, we're still young.
As we should. I don't want us to be apologetic about that. That's exactly what we should be doing.
We're still young into or I should say our business model here, our economic system should always be equally, right? And I think, you know, we may just be in that evolving stage. You know, we're still growing as we should be. And, you know, it's a little bit of tradition, you know, hiring. Honestly, you should just be hiring the best candidate. You really should. You should be hiring the best candidate. But let's think about it for a second. If I'm a business and you say, why not hire all women? You didn't say that, but you were insinuating if I can get the same production out of paying 77 cents versus $1, you know, why not just hire all women? Think about having,
or even mostly women.
I listen, I might get chastised for saying this, but think about having majority women at your place of business. Yes, I said it.
I wouldn't want that personally. But go ahead, Kev.
Again, depending. It
depends. It
right?
depends. Yeah, for sure.
It depends.
Sure. So listen,
it depends.
I wasn't
in construction.
You know, I was out.
What you gonna do there?
There were two things. One, on the comical side, Martin had an episode about this. You know, like literal the comedy show Martin. And he was like, you know, if I'm, you know, trapped in a burning building, do I want a woman to come rescue me from a fire? Like that's, you know, so Martin did do that episode, and then they ended up playing the USA women's basketball team and getting their heads rocked, you know. So that episode was on the funny side. I do understand, like one, I'll say it, because we're shooting for getting canceled anyway. That you can't put all women in the workplace because they just end up tearing each other apart. I'm in a female-dominated workplace, and they get to replying all and like cussing each other out in emails. We ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can't
Right.
a female workplace. But what I was gonna say is the reason like men or like companies won't hire like that is because more often than not, men are at the heads of companies and they don't believe that women can do the job. So then you're running into a sexist attitude because there are like I hate to say that I haven't heard it, but I have, that there are a number of men who just don't believe that women are meant to do, you know what I'm saying, the same jobs or have the mental capacity or the emotional capacity to do some of the same jobs. I understand that there's a literal physical difference where there are some things that we can do just because we're physically built different. But when physicality is not at the forefront of the job, there, you know what I'm saying, we're just talking about literal mind to compute things and come up with ideas, like women can exist in those same spaces and there are just men who don't believe that they do. So you're going to run into a bit of that in the workspace.
Exist and excel.
I agree with that. I don't think that women can't at all. I certainly don't think that. I think, like, okay, so let's back up real quick. One of the points you made was that too many women in one space. You're asking for chaos. You're asking for drama. You're asking for, all the above, right? So of course not. You certainly can't do that, in my opinion, right? I think men just generally move different, right? Just in the same spaces, and this, I think men and women are different. We're not the same, and that's okay. All right, we're just not the same, right? We're not built the same. You got women have an ability to do certain things that men don't, and vice versa, right? And that should be okay, especially if we're talking about the rule, not the exception, right? Are there women that could beat any of us in a foot race? Probably. But the likelihood of them beating another man, a biological man who's trained just as hard, is not very high. It's not impossible. It's just not very high, right? So, and I think that's okay. I think the biggest problem that we have is that, and then going back to the WNBA, we want, because they're skilled and they're talented, they expect to get the same funds that technically they haven't earned. It's not to say that their skill set isn't there, but the money has to come from somewhere. And like you said, it has to be entertaining. There's an entertainment component there. There's an athleticism component there, right? So, and again, that should be okay. It is what it is. So there's just a big difference between equality of opportunity and equality of result. Those things are just not the same. Much like men and women are not the same. And again, that should be fine. To a right thinking human being, I don't know why it wouldn't be.
A right thinking. No, and what the funny, like, because I know Sam made a joke. So what are y'all trying to say? Women are drama, and they are. And this is what I thought about. If you notice, there are no real husbands of anywhere, and the only show they made was a joke.
That part,
Real Husbands of Hollywood, that was a comedy spoof. But Real Housewives of, all of those shows are filled with women, and they're nothing but drama. And the reason why they can continue on TV is because the drama sells. So if we can put you, in a spotlight, if y'all can fight at restaurants, if y'all can fight in mansions, if you can fight on the pool side, that's what's going to sell. But men are not subscribing to that. Even like the men who are in like the love and hip hops, it's still women who are driving the drama of those shows. So like you can't put too many women in the same space and they expect it to go well. And I love women, but damn it, it's true.
Most misogynists are women. I'm just saying, because misogyny has a definition. Look it up. And when you look up the definition, the truth of the matter is that most misogynists are women. I'm just saying. Boy, yeah, let's count our days, man. Our days are numbered. That's dead. That's dead.
Oh,
it's a
man.
wrap. It's a
We
wrap.
at least got to make it to 9.
We got to at least make it to 9. We made it to 4. Big shout out to you, LB.
Let's go. Let's go. Go in the house, baby. Let's go, baby. All right. Oh, man.
But
All right,
there we
here we
have
go.
it. All right,
Are we good
what's
with
up
this?
next, man?
We good
I'm
with
good.
this?
I don't have anything else to say on it. You know.
All right. We're gonna transition.
This
Well, we know what that means.
So
Oh,
there's a topic here that's talking about and I think I've heard some other stories just in past. I haven't really looked into those other stories, but this one caught our eye. Transition. I'm gonna transition to and transition back.
You gotta play the video. You gotta play
the video's coming.
You gotta play the intro.
Say less. Here we
That's
go.
the funniest part.
Well, that said, here, glasses up. We going there. Let's do it. Okay. This is gonna be fun. We might not make it to 9 after this.
We're not.
All right. Well, it's been fun, fellas. Here we go. Let's do it. We're going all the way through. So there's a story of a young lady who transitioned from woman to man. Well, I guess from girl to boy. I guess she did it as a teen. So transition from girl to boy and transitioned back. Right. And she's 23 now, and she is telling her story. Now, I admittedly, look, I'm about just as new to all of this stuff as y'all are. I kind of like skimmed through it a little bit, but this is going to be a legit reaction here, off the cuff. So I hope y'all already took y'all shots because I'm ready. Here we go. What'd you say?
Put your seatbelts on.
Put your seatbelts on, because oh boy, this is about to be a bumpy ride, I feel. But let's do it. If I can get my bad. See, once again, when you live, shit happens. There we go.
When I was about 15, I started using Tumblr.
See this plastic tote right here?
So
I'm going to show you.
We're going to go ahead and pause that for just a quick second here. Hey, and with that said, for all of you that didn't already get your shots in, get your shots in. All right?
Get another one.
Take your shots. 2. I ain't about to be out here advertising somebody else's advertisement. Take another one. Take another one. All right?
Shot.
Everybody.
All right, cool. Okay, the ad is over. Hey, everybody. Oh, by the way, hey, we live next week. Are we getting together next week? Are we good for that?
We finna be together in the same space.
Oh my God. Y'all aren't ready for that. But it's about to go down.
It's about to go down.
So be sure to tune in next week at 10 o'clock. Tell your friends. Because we're going to be in the same space, and that's a different animal right there. All right, here we go. Clickety, clickety, click. All right, here we go.
I had an eating disorder since I was pretty young. There's a lot of messages that said, if you feel bad about your body, that means you're trans. I was just going through this period of like, I don't like how I'm treated as a cis person. I don't want to be cis because cis means you're uncool and you're privileged and you're an oppressor and you're bad. And I don't want to be that.
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm offended. Pause. I'm offended. Wait a minute. So because I'm cis, I'm uncool. Wait a minute. What is she
Because
saying?
I have an
I'm
eating
uncool?
disorder? Because I have an eating disorder?
You're an oppressor.
I'm an
eating
oppressor?
disorder.
You're an oppressor because you're cis.
Which I'm going to get to that later. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm not going to do that yet.
CIS,
CIS. Oh.
cisgender.
See you. Fuck it, I'm going to do it. Let's go. So words mean things, right? All right. Okay. So riddle me this. What does the prefix bi mean? Both. Two, right? Cool. What does the prefix trans mean? No, straight up. What does the prefix trans mean?
Don't make me lie.
All right. So transition, you can say transition. I mean, I would say transition, right? The prefix trans mean transition, transfer, something along those lines, right? Across. There we go. So crossing genders, right? All right. What does the prefix homo mean? Same. Right. Therefore, a homosexual would be somebody who prefers the company of the same sex, correct?
That would be correct.
What does the prefix cis mean?
Spell that again.
Cis, CIS. What does the prefix cis mean?
On this side.
On this side.
On this side.
On this side. What does that mean? What is this side?
So as a term, cisgender combines the Latin prefix cis, meaning on this side, with gender, a contrast to transgender, where the prefix trans, they don't even like get into it. On the same side as.
That's probably because they made it up.
That's it though. So on the same side as gender.
On the same side as gender. Right, because they made that up.
Yeah, I mean, so I had to look it up because, you know.
Made up words.
So if they're taking it from the chemistry meaning, right, it's denoting or relating to a molecular structure in which two particle atoms are groups lie on the same side of a given plane in the molecule, in particular denoting an isomer in which substituents at opposite ends of a carbon-carbon double bond are on the same side of the bond.
What the fuck did you just say?
Up to it.
Oh my god.
So same side? Same same side.
I'm too sober for this.
Same side, yeah. Same side.
Oh my god. All right. What? So go ahead, Kev.
I got nothing. Just I'm still stuck on the fact that we're oppressors. Can we play some more of the video, or are we just gonna be oppressors?
All right, no, we gonna move on. Oh my god, cisgendered.
Oppressor.
In addition to only meaning the same side as whatever that means, it apparently also means uncool and oppressor.
But did you also get that she said she was 15?
Which meant dumb.
15.
Which also meant child.
15 years old. 15 years old, talking about the eating disorder and the other things y'all had mentioned. 15 years old.
That's a shame.
She was
where was this child's, you know, person who was supposed to be helping groom this child and leading them in the way that they should go? Lord, I mean, 15.
I mean, somebody was grooming this child, but that's a whole
She
other
can't even buy.
conversation.
She can't even buy alcohol. She can't even. Not to say that she needs to, but I'm just saying we have certain age limits to other things. But 15 years old, she's confused and she's looking to grasp onto something. Now, again, listen. If you get to a certain age and you want to do what you want to do, that is great.
That part.
But
That
15,
part.
That's
abusive. That's abusive.
I don't know. That right there.
Wild out here in these streets.
All right, let's move on.
And now she's older though, right? Come on.
Yeah, she's 23 now. She's 23 now. Let's move on because that could. Woo boy. Oh boy. All right, here we go.
Like I'm treated as a cis person. I don't want to be cis because cis means you're uncool and you're privileged and you're an oppressor and you're bad. And I don't want to be that.
That's insane.
In that way, I was really incentivized to try to figure out a way to make my voice heard in these communities. And obviously I can't change my race. I can't really change my sexuality. So the only thing left was to start playing around with the gender stuff. So
wait, what? Your voice to be heard? What voice? What do you? So you just pick something so that you could be heard.
The 15-year-old voice.
You didn't have, so you couldn't change your race. You couldn't change.
She couldn't change her sexuality.
You just wanted to be heard.
That's
heard about what?
I guess heard to be heard. Let's move on. Let's just move on.
It sounds like acceptance. She was looking to be accepted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds like
absolutely. And that's another big issue right there is, kids in general. We know because we were all teenagers, right? You struggle to some degree for acceptance, right? And you look generally to family, friends, etc. to keep you pumped up, right? So I mean, I this brings up so many other questions. There's so many layers to it. We ain't got time to get into it all right now. Let's move on.
I decided to call myself a demi-girl, which is one of the 40 million genders.
I'm sorry. What the hell? What the hell? We're never going to get through this video. What? I am not sober enough for this. Oh my God.
She might actually be correct with this one because demi means partly. So she's partly girl. If she's feeling,
But she's not partly girl.
So is that what tomboys should have called themselves? Demi girls?
Demi because I felt girls. I don't know.
Demi girls? Or tomboys, I mean, right?
Tomboys are demi girls?
Is that what she's saying? A tomboy was
Lord.
One that partly belongs to demi.
Okay.
Demi girl, a gender identity term. A gender identity term for someone who was assigned female at birth but does not fully identify with being a woman socially or mentally. It sounds closely related to all the other stuff that's out there.
It sounds closely related to psychological. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go back to. I can't believe what we just heard. That was okay.
I decided to call myself a demi-girl, which is one of the 40 million genders.
40 million genders.
That basically means that I'm mostly a girl, but I'm a little bit not a girl, which is just like, what does that even mean? And then after that, I went to demi-boy, and then after that, I went to gender fluid. And after that, I eventually went to trans boy. But all this took like 2 or 3 years of just going through this repetitive cycle of changing this identity and changing it again. And it was just never enough.
Keep going. Yo.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay. So I All right, we're gonna get canceled. I googled how many genders there are, and there are 72.
I'm sorry, what? What? 72? I gotta see this for myself. Let me pull up my Google machine.
I'm trying to get to the. Okay. So, what are some different genders? Agender, androgynous.
Wait. Pause. Real quick. Before you get into all of that, you said gender. There's 72 genders, right? But I just pulled up the definition. I just pulled up the definition of gender, and the first thing that pulls up now, either of the two sexes, male or female. All right, continue.
I mean, well, listen, y'all heard it here before they change it. Before they change it, you heard it here because it's gonna get changed. The definition is going to get changed. Okay, I promise you it will. You heard it here first. That's the definition, belonging to one of two genders.
Either of the two sexes.
Either of the two sexes.
Female.
Male and female. So those people out here that are trying to convince us all that there is a difference between sex and gender,
they're gonna have to take that up with Webster.
Lying. That's not true. They're not true. We're making up stuff. Like Dave Chappelle said, we're making up words to win an argument.
They're gonna have to take it up with Webster and Britannica.
Facts.
So
Lord, we're gonna get canceled.
We have agender, a person who is agender, does not identify with any particular gender, or they may have no gender at all.
I'm sorry, what?
Other terms may include neutral gender, null gender, genderless, new choice. All right. Androgynon, a person who identifies as androgynon has a gender that is either both masculine and feminine or between masculine and feminine. So apparently you can be in the middle. All right. Bigender.
Blurred line?
Yes, there's an area of gray there. All right, a person who identifies as bigender has two genders. I feel like that's probably pretty clear. All right, butch women, especially lesbians, tend to use this term to describe the way they express masculinity. All right, cisgender, gender expansive, gender fluid, gender outlaw, gender queer, masculine.
Gender outlaw? What the hell is that? What is a gender outlaw?
All right, a person who identifies as gender outlaw refuses to allow society's definition of male or female to define them. So they're an outlaw.
What does that mean?
They're an outlaw.
They're an outlaw.
What does that mean?
It doesn't even define them.
They're protesting definition. All right, this one's good. Masculine of center. A person who uses the term is usually a lesbian or a trans person who leans more towards masculine performances and experiences of gender.
What?
So we have non-binary, omnigender, polygender, and pangender.
I'm sorry. Wait. Okay. You know what? Screw it. Give me omnigender. Give me omnigender.
A person who identifies as omnigender experiences and possesses all genders, both genders.
No. It's all 72.
It has to be because
wouldn't isn't that the same as a bigender? Because technically this
is it the two? Is it the 2 or the 72?
It's 72. There's 2. There's 70 made up ones.
They're septibi. I don't know what. Okay,
transgender. A Decepticon.
We got to move on. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I had a good laugh with that.
Play her clip. Come on.
Oh my God. Woo. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, let's move on.
There was a lot of hopelessness for a long time, a lot of regret. The feeling of regret was intense.
Okay, so before we get into,
I got nervous.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. So before we get into her actual response, right? Because I do want to hear from her words, not pre-recorded. I do want to hear what she says about this, but oh my God, I think there's a reason why for many, many years we considered the thought of someone who was a biological woman who thought that they were or felt that they were a man. Now, I'm not even sure how to say this. Biological woman thinking they're a man, or a biological man thinking they're a woman. There's a reason, I think, why we thought there was a psychological or a mental issue there. Because listening to this woman's testimony, and I feel like she's being real about it, this makes no sense. It makes no sense. And it makes no actual sense. I'll get to that later. What y'all think before we get into Carlson's interview?
Yeah.
Run it.
Let's do it. Rich is over it. The king is over this, y'all. All right, let's move.
Moving interview, and there's a lot more of it in the episode. Helena joins us on set now. Helena, thanks so much for coming on. There's something so sad about that. First of all, thank you for speaking up, because your voice does matter, I think, in this conversation. But you felt what every young woman I've ever met felt at a certain age, which is uncomfortable with yourself. And it feels like you were exploited at that moment of weakness.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you said, it's completely normal for not only young girls, but often young boys too, to feel uncomfortable with themselves, uncomfortable with their body. But we have this ideology that is especially prevalent online that says that if you have those feelings, that means you're trans. I mean, there are literally people who say, if you don't even like your voice on a recording, that's a sign of gender dysphoria, and you need to go see a medical professional because you're trans.
Talk about taking advantage of people. So how do you, and this is all explained.
I pause. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kev. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I hate to say this. Now that Fox News is associated with it, I hate it all. I hate to say it that way, but like this, I get just how extreme this is because Fox News grabbed a hold of it. But like, I do get that, you know, we are uncomfortable with ourselves at certain points, but like, I find it hard to believe that even if you go down the rabbit hole, that what you're coming across says, if you don't like the way you sound, you're trans. Like, what?
Bro, this is all I've been saying this entire video is like, what? Go ahead, LB.
Nah, man, it just, you know, it just all sounds super, I'm gonna say it all sounds super confusing, super made up, like people searching to, you know, it looks like they're searching for an answer, and they try to be the ones that make up an answer when there is nothing to make up, when the reality is as simple as it gets. It's like, why are we confusing everyone? This whole take was just like, what are you talking about? I mean, keep it simple, stupid. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused. I think I'm more confused by the people who encouraged her to explore it. You know, like she said, even with little things like, you know, and
why
teenagers don't.
Why hasn't that been challenged? Why are we just saying, oh, omnigender? Yeah, okay, let's write that in the dictionary. Why hasn't it been challenged?
I mean, well, you know, because the mob will come after you and cancel you, like how we about to get canceled. By the way, ain't none of us scared of you motherfuckers. Ain't scared of not one of y'all. All right. Anyway. But in real life, I don't know why it doesn't get challenged. I don't know why things like this don't get challenged. I think they do, but they get shouted down. I think there's some people that do challenge it. And for example, as Kev just mentioned, you said Fox News got a hold of it, and now suddenly I hate it. I understand why you would feel that way, but isn't that you get shouted down? The ones that are opposing it would be the ones like Fox News, for example. They would be the ones like them that would be like, hey, this is what they're talking about. Hey, this is what they're teaching your kids. Hey, this is what's actually happening in your schools, in some of your schools, in some of your classrooms, right? So, but if they talk about it, most of us hate it. So is it that it's not being challenged, or that we're ignoring the people challenging it?
Probably a combination of the two.
Could be.
I also hate Tucker Carlson, so
I think we totally lost Kip. No, but I do want to hear, her side, and let me hear her response, what she's got to say.
Cool. Let's get it.
What up, Maureen?
In greater depth in the documentary, but how do you feel now at 23, looking back on what happened?
I feel honestly grateful for the experience because it's taught me a lot about the world and about myself. But I really feel afraid for these other young girls like myself who they might not be. I consider myself lucky that I was able to get out of it unscarred really medically. But there's so many young people who can't say the same. And psychologically as well. I mean, it's just devastating to, especially from a young age, be lied to by adults at school and by medical professionals and told that your body is wrong. You need to change it. You need to get hormones. You need to get surgeries. That's devastating for a young person. So I'm just really concerned for younger girls and boys like I once was, being led down this path and being hurt by it.
It's a failure of male leadership, of adult leadership, and it does seem
like
some of the steps are medical.
She said a lot right there. She said a lot.
She did.
About being lied to, getting out of it, being encouraged by adults.
That part.
Where is she from?
Don't get me lying to you, bro.
It's what do they say? It's giving rural Alabama. It's giving rural Alabama. It's giving kissing cousins redneck territory, like
West Virginia.
I'm just saying.
No offense to any West Virginia listeners.
It's
West Virginia.
It just
country home.
Yeah, it's giving.
but hey, Kev, hey man, but listen, it's starting to creep closer in though. It's starting to creep closer in. So I can't even call it. The West Bubble. You know what I'm saying, Trey?
Yeah.
What you trying to say, man?
I'm trying to keep it clean here, right? But no, that's coming closer because of social media, because of the influence, because you got drag queen teachers dancing in front of students on stage at a talent show.
Facts.
What are we doing to our kids here?
I mean, we just paraded a drag. I guess you could call him a drag princess because he's 11 years old. I can't call him a drag queen, but we just paraded a drag princess around on Good Morning America. So on national television, the show literally whose title says it wakes up America. So America woke up to this trans princess.
And again, right? In no way, shape, or form are we telling you, hey, not to do you, boo-boo, right? But
there's a line.
At the same time,
there's got to be a line.
Let go of my purse. You don't know me.
I was about to go down the rabbit hole. I'm not going down that rabbit hole right now. But
not yet. Don't worry. We're gonna come back to more of this. I guess we can listen to one more thing, and I encourage everybody listening. Look, go Google it yourself. It's 23-year-old woman to Tucker. You can go look at it yourself and listen to what she said, and don't take our word for it. Don't take our word for it. And yes. Let's look at this.
Drag and trans are different. Yes, they are different. You're absolutely right.
You are correct.
But at the same time, both are influencing, right? It's all an influence.
Never mind. You're absolutely right. It is indeed an influence. I'm gonna leave it at that until later. I'm gonna leave it. Ooh, because I was about to go. Ooh.
I'm finna pour some more drink.
Oh Lord. Yeah, the post show is gonna be crazy. The post show is gonna be crazy, and trust me, we're working on some access for people that want that too. But that's a whole other conversation for another time. Let's keep going.
Sav, pick a number 1 through 3.
Likely irreversible.
Absolutely. I mean, there's all sorts of, the White House actually just put out a chart yesterday that says that some of these steps are reversible or partially reversible, but that's such an oversimplification of the truth. I mean, when you go on a cross-sex hormone, like that's going to give you not just physical changes, but psychological experiences that you can't just act like they never happened. You can't just take it back.
Yes.
And especially with surgeries, a breast implant after a mastectomy is not the same thing as never having your breast taken off in the first place. So there's a lot of young women who are going through that, who had a double mastectomy at 16, 17, 18 years old, or even younger. That happens.
Why would you do that?
Who, there's nothing you can really do to put that feeling of oneness and safety in your body back.
All right, I'm gonna leave that one at that. Feedback, what y'all think? And also, the number between 1 and 3 is 3. It's my baby. Go ahead. Oh, hold on, bro. You muted. Hold on.
I got nothing.
Right, I got you.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
She said what she said.
I think the biggest thing for me, look, and I've been outspoken on, my different social media platforms. There's a line, right? So you are free to believe whatever fool shit you want to believe. What you're not free to do is to force me to believe whatever fool shit you want to believe, right? In my honest opinion, you show me a drag boy or girl, I'm gonna show you an abused one. You show me a trans boy or girl, I'm gonna show you an abused one, right? Because kids don't think like that. Kids only do what they see, right? So now let's fast forward over to this young lady, right? She kind of started with her general teenage angst, and then she had some adults, some grown-ups suggest to her that she is not what she was born as, which again, for approximately 6,015 years of human existence, we all knew that boys are boys and girls are girls. Somewhere within the last 5 to 7 years, we forgot that, and we added 70 additional genders. I'm just saying. Right? And again, we talking about for me, we're talking about kids here, right? She's 15 years old and she got adults out here telling her that she's probably trans. What?
She's got an eating disorder. She's probably trans.
You don't like the way food tastes.
3
You're
is
probably trans. If you don't believe that 3 is half of 6, you're probably trans.
Or subsequently, if you believe 3 is half of 6, you're probably trans. We gotta start.
If you hate the sound of your voice,
we gotta start a hashtag. You're probably trans.
Hash brown. You're probably trans.
We want to thank you all so much for supporting us while we lasted.
Yeah.
Welcome to our Delusion.
All 4 episodes. We appreciate y'all. We may or may not be back next week. We'll see. No, I think we're good, man. But listen, anything that can be destroyed by facts and truth deserves to be destroyed by facts and truth. All lies have an expiration date, and all lies come from the father of lies. All confusion has an expiration date, and there is but one author of confusion. That's all I'm gonna say.
Thank you.
That's all I'm. With my organ at. All right, I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna figure that out for next week. I need to go ahead and work out the organ.
Where the offering plate at?
From my keyboard.
Ooh. All right, LB, what's next, man?
Oh man. All right. So moving on. So we got a topic here. We're gonna switch gears because I'm pretty sure you guys saw there was an incident on an airplane with Mike Tyson. But this got me thinking, right? And it's not just Mike Tyson. This happens to a lot of athletes, people in certain positions, but celebrities. But it's like, especially when you get to like the NBAs and the NFLs and all of that, right? But it happens all over, right? And so what happened was Mike Tyson, he he got to play his video game, Tyson Punch Out. That's our next topic.
Yeah, I love it. Let's get to it. All right, I hope everybody's glasses are ready. Let's get to it. So Mike Tyson done popped somebody on a plane.
Oh man, from what I saw, it was more like you. So all right, we all know, right?
A couple good
this
times.
This is Mike Tyson. All right, we talking about real, like we talking about lethal hands, right? Have you seen videos with Mike training with his trainer? I mean, even at his age, like just going hard. Like I'm not even. Mike's gonna be my best friend. Period. He's gonna be my best friend,
bro. That's what I'm saying.
So
this guy owns a tiger.
What did this guy on the plane do, right, to deserve? Because I still feel like it was deserved to get added to Mike Tyson's video game, Punch Out. Because
he's the next Glass Joe.
What is going through your mind? So, as I recall, right, the incident is, they're on this plane and this guy is just, there's some jawing going back and forth. And, Mike's talking to the guy at first, but then at a point, you just want to enjoy your flight. You know what I'm saying? So the guy is inebriated, right? I don't know how many drinks, this, that, and the third, but the guy
at least as many as we had, I'd imagine.
I've had one too many drinks.
Or more, right? Because I think even with 5 more shots, 10 more shots, I'm not provoking Mike to slap me a couple of times
Mike Tyson
up and down, because I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. I'm just not. Like, so in my mind, I'm like,
you got to be able to pick your battles, guys.
What in your mind? Like, what did you have? This got to be premeditated. It's either premeditated or privileged.
Woo!
Which P is it? Is it premeditated or is it privileged? Which one is it? Because in what world do you think you just gonna jaw at Mike and get away with it?
Iron Mike.
Bro's name is Iron. Bro name is Iron.
And yo, he pulled his punches. He did. It had I didn't even see the close-up, but it had to be open palm or something. He was like,
did you Bruce Lee him?
If he hit that man with his closed fist, he'd be dead.
Oh yeah, that's an absolute fact.
because
an
those,
absolute fact.
I'm just saying.
those are
Bro fists are, I'm sure,
I
are
don't know.
registered.
I don't know, yo. He's got to be registered.
he would have died.
And then at that point,
Yeah.
Mike was just like, you know what? I don't care. I'll pay the fine. If that's what you want. You want to get some money? You want to come up?
He would have died.
I guess what happened to him is better than him dying. Let's see what happened.
This is George talking to Mike Tyson, bro. This shit crazy, bro. Mike Tyson.
Did he say fuck your boss, fuck my boss?
This guy lit, man. He over here rapping with Tyson. Mike Tyson trying to give us some shrooms. You don't know how to act. Tyson looking out, man. This shit crazy. He should have never gave you his money.
Can we
They're
pause
peasants.
on his hairpiece?
I'm sorry. Before we get to this apparent poetic justice,
They're peasants?
was he saying that black people were peasants?
They're
Is
peasants?
that what I heard?
No. Maybe he meant boxers because he said they're oh wait, Mike is retired. He's not active.
He ain't nobody peasant.
There was the
He
hair.
owns a tiger. He owns a tiger in
The
real
hair-
life. Did bro just say that we were pet? Let me back up real quick. Let me just back up real quick. And then I wonder, who it is that's recording too.
Does that guy have any friends? Like,
Look at that hairpiece.
I was gonna say, based on that cut he got on.
What
his
is it
head,
scream?
he ain't
What
got
is it
too
scream?
many friends.
It's giving.
Look at
It's
this.
giving. I need my ass whooped.
Look at this
What is
right
that?
here, man. How you got a bald spot in the top of your forehead,
Oh,
bruh?
yo,
How he looked like that before he got pieced up?
yo, 22 and got the swoosh over.
22 going on 62.
Soon to be
Okay.
72, like the genders. All right, I'm done.
He looks like he's inheriting his daddy's money.
He looked like he's inheriting his daddy headline too.
Not a care in the world.
Struggle real.
The come up.
His money.
Pause.
They're peasants.
His money. He should have never gave you his money. He should have never gave you his money.
All right, so I just wanted to make sure I heard that clearly, and that all the rest of y'all heard that too.
They heard it. They heard it.
Peasants.
They heard it.
Somebody start the organ music because it's about to go down. It's about to go down because he about to have hands laid on him. Wow. Here we go. My favorite part.
Somebody get the blanket.
The church blanket? Wait. The little white blanket? There it is. There it is. Shout out to the minister of music here. We're about to watch the miracle of hands being laid on a peasant boy. The peasant boy decided to challenge Iron Mike. I don't know why you would do that. He didn't have to, but he did. Ha. I said he didn't have to, but he did. Ha. One more time, he didn't have to, but he did. Ha. And when he did it, ha, somebody laid hands on that boy. 2-piece and a biscuit. 2-piece. Woo! 2 pieces. Snap. Over and over. All right.
With some packets of honey.
Okay, all right. Now,
Oh, man.
Don't get him shouting out here. Big
Play
shout out to the minister of music out here in these streets. He does that in real life. All right, let's see.
Hey, Mike, come on. Let's go stop back. Let's do the horse, man.
JetBlue, net flight.
Yo, son.
We just got people.
You gotta pause and reflect. Look at bro face, dog. Look at bro face.
Woe is me. Woe is me.
I done got popped 2-3 times, 4-5 times.
I got my 2 pieces and a biscuit. And the chicken was dry. The bread was soggy. I tried to give it back.
We've been drinking,
but it was false fed. All right.
I know if you were sober, you would have caught that. You would.
That's so bad. That is so
Boss,
bad.
you are the real MVP right now. I just want you to know that you were the MVP of this episode.
He deserved all the hands, though.
Hey, but on a serious note, here's my take on it was, of course I feel no sadness for the guy that got punched, but
none whatsoever.
At what point do we, get to protect ourselves? And I say ourselves as if, I'm a athlete or some, but at the same time, right? So even if somebody's jaw in my face, I'm not like, a celebrity or anything like that, but if somebody's jaw in my face or entering my bubble, degrading me, verbally attacking me, interrupting my space, at what point can I now stand my ground?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
Right?
And it's interesting because that's kind of the same situation teachers run into often. Is at what point do you get to stand your ground? At what point do you say, "Look here, little niglet, you can't do that"? Oh boy, all right, I'm gonna edit that part out. Okay. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Live first though.
Yeah, well, these things happen. This is when you live. That's what happens.
But at what point, do they get to, because people know that, they hold a certain status or, a certain amount of money, certain clout, right? And they know like this could be pre-planned. Like, oh, I'm going to get them to do this so I can collect a check. I'm going to do this so I can collect this. Right? At what point does that, you're getting verbally abused, that's attacking your mentals, and there should be some type of he should be held accountable for his actions. I'm not giving him a pass for for striking a man, but at the same time, is it warranted, right? And there, Trey, we talked about this before about the written laws, right? Well, there needs to be something written in place where you can't just get away with, degrading and verbally abusing me, because that does mental damage. That's psychological warfare.
Yeah.
And at what parameters do I get, to defend myself? You're in my space. You're in my bubble. What are the parameters there that are set up to protect me when I defend myself from you entering my space and continuously abusing me?
Yeah. It goes kind of into back to the Will Jada Chris Rock quagmire, which is, where was the security? And that's one of the comments we have. Where was the flight crew when this nut was pestering one of their passengers? I mean, that's a great question. Mike Tyson is still a passenger, right? Like, and I think a lot of people think that because you're a celebrity, you're just not, you can just, say whatever to them. Like, because you're rich and you got millions of dollars. I don't have that, so I should be able to say what I want. That's not right. That's not right. So this is a good question too. I'm sorry, this just came through too. Why didn't Tyson send someone to get a flight attendant and have the abuser removed?
I imagine that wasn't his. Again, you're a trained fighter.
Right.
Like your life has been spent as a trained fighter. So I don't think I need someone else to defend me. You know what I'm saying? Or like come to my rescue because I know I can beat the shit out you. Like that's, you know.
Right. And also at that point, you know, do the flight attendants have grounds to remove this passenger? You know, is there something in their bylaws that says, well, this passenger is keeps talking to this other passenger, so we got to remove him?
Well, I would imagine
I don't know.
At a point where you're uncomfortable, then I would imagine that the flight crew or the flight attendant would remove that person from the flight.
If you feel uncomfortable, or if that person's causing,
if they're causing your discomfort, but actively causing
disturbance,
and a disturbance. And I guess that's a good point too, because I guess technically it wasn't a disturbance.
So I don't know. I mean, I love that comment. Why didn't Tyson send someone to get a flight attendant to have the abuser removed? Because again, calling the flight attendant, period, just to even say, hey, yo back here is talking and I'm about to, you know what I mean? So let's put this on record. Here's your warning. Here's your warning. So if you don't do something, I will. And I think that gives an account, you know, that's like, hey, I warned them. They didn't do anything. So here's what happens.
You know, on the other hand, I would imagine that Mike Tyson also warned him. I don't know, but I would imagine that Mike Tyson warned him too and was like, bro,
I'm pretty sure he said, bro, chill
rest.
Out. All right,
chill out. I'm trying to get some rest. I'm trying to enjoy the flight, man. I just got done doing all the stuff that he does. I'd imagine he gave him ample warning before he tagged him. Like Mike Tyson, I mean, to his credit, he's been out of trouble since, the Robin Givens thing, like in the, the Holyfield ear thing. Like he's been out of trouble for a while. And I don't think he just generally lost his cool. I'm pretty sure he told bro, hey, yo, chill. So that goes back to your point about privilege. Some people feel they have the privilege because they paid whatever they did,
their debt,
wherever
their family they are.
Yeah. And they feel like they are privileged or entitled to say and do whatever they want to these athletes and these entertainers, almost as if they're cattle. And I don't think that's right either.
Courtside NBA fans.
That part. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of, was courtside NBA fans.
Man.
I mean, they say all manner of filth, flour, and filth. Shout out to the Bill Cosby.
But I've seen some stadiums doing a better job of capturing some of these fans. It's going to be up to not only the fan. It's going to be up not only up to the players but also the fans. To start pointing out these other fans that are getting unruly, and you gotta get them up out of there.
Get them out of there.
You
got to.
You gotta get them up out of there. I understand, having passion as a fan for the game, but it's another thing when you start degrading and just going to the extreme.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Being disrespectful at a point. At a point, you're just being disrespectful.
Beyond like normal, trash talk that. They're jumping over that fine line.
Overboard.
Yeah. Kev, what you got to add, bro?
He deserved everything he got, and he should be lucky to be alive to tell the story.
He pulled all them punches.
If Tyson could bite a chunk off a man's ear, them hands could end your life.
Facts. Even at 50 plus. I ain't fighting Tyson. Not on purpose.
I don't even want to shake hands with Tyson. I think his hands too strong. I don't want to shake hands.
Mess around, break your fingers off. Look, LB, you said it. I meet Mike Tyson. I just want him to be my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, hey, bro, what you trying to drink? You trying to smoke something? I got some Scooby snacks. What's good, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to. We gonna hang out. The brother owns a tiger. I'm gonna say this again. He owns a tiger. I want to be friends with anybody that owns a tiger.
For my safety.
For my safety, because then I know if something go down, I can be like, hey, yo, bro, go on, call out whatever the shit his tiger's name is, and let's get to it.
Yeah.
So that's it, man. That's all we got for tonight. We're gonna go ahead and call it. It's a wrap. Great stuff, man. Looking forward to doing this next week live. Check us out again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Holla at us, man. Y'all got anything else y'all want to say on the way out?
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Hey, thanks for hanging in there with us. And yeah, more to come. More to come. You know, follow us on all of our media platforms. Send us an email if you got comments, ideas, things of that nature. Yeah, we're here.
Send us the wild stuff y'all see. We'll talk about it.
Oh, we'll get in. We'll get it in. Don't worry. But yes, once again, guys, thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of y'all. That's it, man. We are out of here. Peace.